My name is Kathy Barrett. I am a resident of Chico for the past about 32 years. I'm originally from Georgia. Um, re- Retired in 2025. Um, come to the gym a lot. Okay, well, first of all, let me just say that I had never been to the gym before. Like literally never. In 2024, in January 2024, I thought I'm going to go to the doctor and like make sure that there's nothing critically wrong with me because I haven't been to the doctor. I've gained all this weight. I'm not taking care of myself. So in January of 2024, I went to the doctor, got all the blood tests done, all the things. And as it turned out, just miraculously, I was in pretty good health for somebody who was so obese. So the day I got those test results back, I'm like, I got to do something about this. I've been given this gift of relatively good health, and I'm squandering it by not doing anything about this weight. So I started on a GLP-1 in February 1, I believe, of 2024. I started taking GLP-1 drugs because I had had such a hard time losing weight otherwise. 2 months into that, I had lost about 25 pounds, but I had also lost a ton of muscle, which is a real side effect of GLP-1 drugs. And I thought to myself, okay, you got to get to the gym. My doctor was telling me you got to get to the gym. You know, my husband was telling me it would help if you went to the gym. So I said, okay, I'm just going to find somebody who's willing to work with somebody who knows nothing about it and never done it, and also is cool with the fact that I'm on GLP-1 drugs. Because believe it or not, I talked to some trainers who were just like opposed to that completely. Um, so I called Austin, told him my situation, came in and met him. I was so petrified to be here. It was crazy. But he was super understanding and super supportive of me losing the weight through GLP-1, which is why I decided to come here. So started out coming 2 days a week. About 3 months in, went to 3 days a week because I loved it so much. I could felt like I was getting stronger. I just felt healthier. I was more stable on my feet. Everybody who comes in here when I do will tell you that I'm very clumsy and always like paranoid about falling. I'm no longer paranoid about that because I'm much more stable on my feet. And I'm embarrassed to tell you, but also proud to tell you that since I've been coming here, I've lost over 100 pounds.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing.
Yeah, thank you. And the truth of the matter is those drugs really do, like, you lose tons of muscle mass if you're not careful. Because if you're losing weight, you're losing muscle. You know, you got to work hard to keep your muscle, and that's one of the things I've done. I'm super proud of that, and would never have been able to do that without coming to this gym. Great. I love it. I love coming in. I never miss a time. I never miss a day. If I do, I make it up. I love it. Sometimes, I'll get up in the morning. I'll be like, oh, it's cold. It's gray out. I don't want to take a walk today. I always push through and make myself do that, but I never have to push through and make myself come here. I love it. Well, my why initially was I got given that gift of relatively good health, and I did not want to mess that up. I just was like, if you don't go to the doctor for 10 years and you show up really obese, really out of shape, winded, just like all the things, and you get a pretty good bill of health, you got to do something about that. Like, you owe it to yourself to figure that out. So that was my initial why. My why now is I just feel so much better. I sleep better at night. I used to sleep maybe 5 or 6 hours a night and not good sleep. Now I sleep between 7 and 8 hours a night every night. I know this is part of the reason why. I feel better. I'm more stable on my feet, not worried about falls. And, down the road, hoping to have grandchildren, fingers crossed. And I want to be the kind of grandma that gets on the floor and plays with the grandkids, not the kind of grandma that sits and watches TV. So, like everything, climb ladders. I mean, go on hikes, like do hard, strenuous hikes. I mean, so many things. There are so many things I missed out on. My husband and I would travel. Our son lives in Boston, and would go to Boston and would have to rent a car because I just didn't have the stamina to walk the city. I can do that now, not a problem. So there's everything. Austin. I think he's just very um, tuned in to older clientele, like, you know, 40s. Here's the thing. He's not going to want to hear this, and I don't know if we can talk about this on social media or however way we're using this, but women of a certain age who are going through menopause are in a world of hurt. I mean, that there is nothing about that process that is good, feels good, and um, is easy. And I had a relatively easy menopause, and it was still just treacherous. You get all this crazy belly fat, and you have all this inflammation. And it's just not a good thing. And for whatever reason, Austin is very aware of that and very dialed into, especially women and our aches and pains. So I think I got to tell you, I think what differentiates this gym from others is him. He's not going to let you hurt yourself. He's not going to push you so hard that you're in pain that you can't recover from within a day. You may be sore, but you're not going to be in pain. So, and I don't have a lot of experience with other gyms, but I do have friends who have a lot of experience and have really hurt themselves. So that's the differentiator to me. I just think he's like super supportive of, like he's very he checks in. I think that means a lot. He he listens. Imagine that. Like he doesn't have preconceived notion about the way it should go. And so if you come in and you're having a bad day or something, he to- he like picks up on that, supports that, gives you a pep talk. He checks in on what you're eating. It's a lot of stuff. It's I don't want to say super hands on because I don't want people thinking, oh my God, this guy's just on you. But he does check in like a lot and make sure you're mentally healthy and physically healthy and you're eating right and sleeping. I would say that my one thing that I would tell people who are considering coming but not haven't pulled the trigger is if nothing changes, nothing changes. Like you're not magically going to get more fit if you don't walk through the door of the gym the first time. It's just not going to happen. So that's what I would say. I would really encourage anybody thinking about it to at least come in and get an assessment. And I would really, really very strongly recommend that for people on GLP-1s. If you're using those drugs to lose weight, you are losing muscle that is going to be almost impossible to regain if you don't start working out. So that's what I would say. That's my advice.